Oh, that's funny. Right, whenever that happens, I just go with it. So it started without me, you know what I mean? You saw me, I was just trying to think whether to do it, and so they're like, yeah, do it. I feel, because this is for the Sunday and this is for past lives, I'm going to do it past life in the sense of some kind of trauma that you've had in the past. Like, at some point in your past, whatever age you are. But it could be past life too, you can decide. It might be quite quick, so. What have we got? What have we got? And this means I can just gouge about, you know, I haven't used that word in ages, but yeah, I can just lay about this weekend and rest, because it's Cancer moon and I get really sleepy in a Cancer moon, so I fancy just getting some more rest, because I'm very proud of myself. I've done a lot of work this week with filming videos and having client sessions, so yeah, I've earned my divine feminine rest from work. Although I'm going to do a live stream after this, but after that, what have we got? And I might do one tomorrow too, I'll see you. Tomorrow and Friday as you're watching this, right? So, oh yes, and so this is the last day of Mercury retrograde. But as I said, you know, some people could be waking up with the past. So is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? You tell me. Some of it is twin flame stuff, some of it reconnecting, some of it could be karmic lessons. Some of it could be a karmic lesson with your twin flame. It depends what you've moved through. So Mercury retrograde does tend to bring back people from the past. And alcohol does that too, doesn't it? Doesn't need to be through alcohol, but it does bring it mind on a weekend. So what was a past trauma of the divine feminine and the masculine feminine side? Ooh, right, okay. So again, guys, this is what well, me and Lexi didn't coin it, the prostitution card. It is actually called something like that. But this is basically like when you're trying to be something you're not, and when you're selling yourself to be something you're not, you attract the wrong type of people. So divine feminine, in your past, you were guilty of this. Like, as in, you felt some type of way on your own, but with your friends, like, to fit in, there would maybe be some things that you weren't comfortable with, like, you know, with whatever people were talking about, or like, you know, the way they were acting, but you were kind of like, oh, well, that's the same, it's not me, they're my friends. Because this came up in a session recently, so this must be collective. So again, I'm keeping it anonymous, but if that person watches, they'll get something from this too. Is you know, when you, like we were just talking about, when you're in a group of people and you can be like, oh, I see that they're like that, and I don't want to be like that, but that's same, and you can sort of you can sort of be in denial and tell yourself that, like, that's you being a good friend and you're just accepting everyone's different. And there is an element to that. Not everyone can be the same. But when it's like really toxic and like low vibrational and like abusive and like, you know, gossips basically. And again, look, everyone's going to have a little bit of a gossip here and there. It doesn't always need to be that is like what I say every day, like the serious, you know, manipulation and spell work and witchcraft. But that kind is when you do it every day, all day. You've got nothing nice to say about anyone. And like, you know, there's no gratitude for anyone. And, you know, just like, it's just all like jealous of other people's accomplishments and who do they think they are, and, you know, blah blah blah, you know what I mean, just, you know, just real sort of toxic shit, just jealous fucks, you know. I mean, we all kind of know what we're talking about here, but it's kind of like, if you've been around people like that, or whatever it is for you, like groups of guys, because guys, like I said, Jezebel spirit, that bitchy sort of energy can be in guys too. But so it could be like in a group of guys, like maybe like talking about a woman in a certain way that some guys, you know, that are good guys would be like, come on, that's a wee bit, you know, below the belt kind of. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, maybe not the best saying, but you know what I'm saying? It's just a bunch of dicks, whether they're female or male. It's like, you know, you've sold yourself to be something you're not, and so you attract the wrong people in love and life in general. Because that can be in business too. You sell out in business. So I spoke about that in some of the earlier videos. Like, you could sell out in business, because if you're struggling for money and then someone wants to book a session, but you're like, oh, that person's not really my cup of tea and I don't think we're a good fit, then, well, you shouldn't really be going there, you know what I mean? Like, trust that the right people will come. It's kind of like, right, this is not exactly the same, but they're guiding me to say that. I put on a flash sale and nobody bought that. It wasn't like loads of money off, but it was like 25 quid and nobody bought it. But that one, you know, that one's still like a bigger amount of money. But the thing is, whenever I've done that, or when I've put sales that are like really cheap, like I mean like really cheap for the stuff that I do, nobody ever buys it, or like one person buys it, but it's always somebody that really needed it. And then I think it was like before I'd even like taken it down, I basically attracted things at their full price, and I attracted like way much more than that, because what they were saying to me is, don't undervalue yourself. You've worked hard to be at this vibration, at this frequency. You've learned all these different things. You've poured lots of money over a long time into all these skills, and not only have I got them for myself, I share them with others, and I teach others to use their skills to help more people. You know what I mean? It's like it is. That's what I give this speech now and again, but it's like, you know, when people wonder, like, you know, what is it that you're paying for? It's like, well, you're paying somebody X amount of money to learn the skills in an hour that took them like 10 years to learn, in some case 20 years, 30 years, depends who we're talking to, you know what I mean? So, but again, if you are somebody that's like valuing yourself a bit, like, or wondering about what to charge and all that, it's kind of like, get help from somebody that's like a, you know, good, that resonates with that. Because I had a conversation about that too, because I've been in all these business groups where it's like, oh, I'm making 6 figures and 8 figures, and but I've also seen the, you know, it's anonymous, and I haven't been in these groups for years. I'm subscribed to one, like I pay for one because I get it for cheaper because I've been in it for like 10 years next year. But I fell out of it when all the pandemic stuff happened. Everybody in the free group that was anyone could be, and the paid one, it was just, there's thousands of women in it. I found really overwhelming because nobody seemed to be awake and aware. And that's what's weird, that it's 11. Oh, this is going really deep. It's because the moon's in my 8th house. But like, there was quote unquote spiritual people and other mediums and stuff, but like nobody seemed to be aware that this was like a big, you know, what was going on. And I was like, I can't stay. And there was other things in the world that were, I can think of the trigger point again, things that were controversial that people couldn't see through, and I'm like, I can't stomach this. So I just didn't go in any of these groups anymore. But I still pay for it because it's not a huge amount of money, but it's still, you know, money. But it's because I knew that in the future, like, some of this could be quite useful for when you up level and upgrade in your business and stuff. So anyway, the point is, like, I don't agree with some of these teachings, like, you know, whether it was like people sharing in the group about their philosophies on money and stuff, or even some things I've paid for in the past that, like, it just felt icky to me, you know what I mean? So like, that's like a good example of when I've been pulled into something that didn't align with my values, and that's why I didn't actually use any of this stuff, because like, I've been quite open about that. I've done that a few times. This is years ago now, but there's quite a few times that I got pulled into joining a subscription group that I actually never used. But I don't blame anybody for that. Like, that's my personal responsibility. But there's definitely something there about being, so, you know, that's why I always say to people at mine, it's like, you know, that's why mine's just so chilled, and it's like, look, the proof's in the pudding. When I'm praying every day, whether I'm on a live stream or not in there, people are feeling it because they're telling me they feel the superchargedness of it and that. And, you know, it's just, yeah, and then I do go in there and do cards on the second level once a month, but I do go in there in the first level too, guys. That's, you know, so, and I'm telling you, it's no secret. Like, when I'm guided to it, I do it fairly often. But even if I've done it once a month, it's more than what it says. It's, you know what I mean? And then there's over 55 videos in there. A good substantial amount of that, that's a weird word to use, but yeah, a good amount of that is going to be exclusive as well. Like, they won't make public. So yeah, there's stuff to keep you occupied, because it was one of the male divine masculines that joined like more recently. He's been like binge watching some. Well, I don't know about binge watching. That might be a bit much. But like, he's been watching some of them, and he was like, "Oh, this one makes sense to me now," and it was from months ago. So it's quite amazing. Oh God, right. This is gonna be a very short one, because it's got 5%. So what's the masculine's past trauma? So that's the masculine's one too. Emotionally, you were masking who you really were as well. This one came out for the one I done earlier. Pay attention to the signs. So this kind of came out reversal. In the past, the masculine was ignoring all the signs that it was either time to move on from a toxic group, friendship group, it feels like, or a relationship. It feels like a toxic group, but now we've got love. Yeah, and it's definitely a toxic friendship group that had a bad influence on love, on the masculine side. Self-sabotage, that they just exacerbated your self-sabotage. Like, they made you feel even worse about yourself and even less worthy of this connection, which is fucking horrible. Could we get something for the feminine? Don't make this yours if it's yours, but it keeps coming out. Enjoy every moment of your life. So I feel if you're this feminine and you got picked up that message and you kind of sensed it was something to do with people, you know, not being helpful for this connection or the potential of it, you just focused on you and you enjoyed your life, which could have a lot to do with like nature and crystals, because I cut the deck at that. This masculine, because remember, this is all in the past, because that's what I'm asking about, unless it is somebody's future or present. And in the masculine, we've got enjoy every moment of life. So again, I feel what they're saying is this could be quite a recent past, or the feminine, you've just focused on you. You've come into inner union, inner alignment. You've just accepted things as they are. You've accepted, for whatever reason, my divine masculine can't seem to see what I can see. So I'm just going to enjoy my life as it is. Guess what that done? It triggered the masculine to do the same and to see through whoever it was they needed to see through. Trust your feelings and listen to the voice within, and listen to their own heart and their own intuition, and listen to their intuition about the alarm bells around the people around them. And they know that they're a twin flame, 1144, and they appreciate you stepping into your power. I feel it's like I feel this masculine group, whoever resonates, you didn't appreciate that at first, but you do now. Do not give your power away to others. It's okay to say no. Yeah, see, they're saying no to toxic groups. Appreciate others by saying thank you. And this masculine will come forward and say thank you when they're ready. That's how you'll know this was yours. If it cuts off, it cuts off. And there's the Dirty Dancing card again. That's came out 2 days in a row, guys. This is definitely a group of masculines. When this manifests, let go of the timing. They're coming forward, they choose you, they're aware that you're going to be guarded and got your boundaries up. But again, like I will say, she's my gentle Queen of Swords. She's very shamanic. She's got boundaries, but she's going to listen. And yeah, that feels like a lovely message. And I looked at 1, 2, 3, 4. Fuck it, let's go. See you later. Mercury retrograde, no more. Except we're in the shadow.